Hey, it's Friday. That means I guess it's an alternate Friday because I'm here, Michael, instead of Sean. Sean will be back next Friday. But this is our Friday edition of the Cricket Gallery Live. And today we want to talk about some of the early days of animation and some of the planning that goes into making an animated film. As most of you know, it takes many years to actually be able to make an animated film, and that's because there's so much work that goes into it. From conception all the way through to a finished product can take easily 5 years. So animated films were hard to make at the time. The studio was usually working on multiple films at any given time. And today, of course, it's done by computer, and it goes a lot faster, which is one of the reasons that you see a lot more animated films coming out these days than we saw back in the 50s.
Someone let us know if they can see us.
Would somebody do me a favor and just let us know we're getting a message on the camera that we're not on and visible? Are you able to see us? If so, I'd appreciate knowing. Okay, great. Looks like you are. So I'd like to start off with some pictures and some just going back in time with the Walt Disney Studio and show you some of the things that happened. Here we have a picture of Walt, and please forgive me for the reflections and for my nervous stage fright and shaking. But Walt here is showing some of the fabulous backgrounds. This is from Sleeping Beauty, 1959. Although these would have been worked on in the mid-50s. These were done by Eyvind Earle. And Eyvind Earle was a fabulous artist. The Disney Studio was lucky enough to get to come on board and do backgrounds. And he created stylistically through his art what the film felt like. The raw emotion, the general overall feeling for the characters and the tone of the film. You'll find many Eyvind Earle backgrounds are still available. We have some here at the Cricket Gallery, and we've been fortunate enough to have a number of them over the years for collectors to purchase. So we're big fans of Eyvind Earle. We think you should be as well. Moving on, we move to really kind of the team. And there you'll see sort of the team of the animators at that time sitting with Walt. And notice the walls behind them. You see all these things, they're thumbtacked to the wall. Occasionally, when you buy a piece from us that is one of the concept pieces or one of the early model sheets, you'll see that there are 4 holes, one in each corner. And that's because they were always thumbtacked up to a pegboard or a wall so that Walt could go through the story and explain the progression of the story by way of these small drawings from scene to scene to scene. It was a fabulous way to get the idea across to the animators so they knew how to draw the film and make it look the way Walt had in mind. Next, I'll show you actually a photograph of Eyvind Earle here, and he's holding some of his favorite backgrounds that he did for the film Sleeping Beauty. And these backgrounds are absolutely amazing when you see them in person. They're vivid, the colors are just magnificent, and you can actually feel the sort of the strength of the film. You can feel sort of the emotion of what's going on in the film, and Eyvind Earle was a master at that. Eyvind Earle wasn't the only great background artist that worked for Disney. Disney also had people such as Salvador Dali and Claude Coates and some other really first-rate background people that came up with the idea for the backgrounds. Here's a picture of Marc Davis. Most of you will know Marc Davis as the creator and real driving force behind Pirates of the Caribbean. But here he's working on looking at a model sheet and from it drawing the characters. We've got Princess Aurora and we've got, I think it's Fauna from Sleeping Beauty. And that's Marc working on them right there. and you'll see how he's looking at the model sheets up at the top there, and you'll see model sheets that are right next to him as well. So as they draw the characters, they're looking at the model sheets. Those model sheets are really the kingpin in telling them how the character should look. But more importantly, every animator would have the model sheet. And that way, as animator to animator to animator drew the characters, they all looked consistent. And that was the big thing at Disney, was consistency. It's one of the reasons the films are so beautiful. You almost can't tell who drew what when you look at a Disney cell or a Disney drawing, because that was the idea. It was the studio. It wasn't the individual. And that was Walt Disney's concept from the very, very beginning. Here is a close-up. This is a rough sketch, and this would have then gone to become sort of a final, but obviously we have Maleficent there and all of her maleficence. And that is a rough drawing that would be done, and those rough drawings would later be cleaned up. They would be called cleanups, as these were called roughs. And the cleanup drawing would be the one that really was very, very fine lined and fine pencil, and would ultimately go to the ink department to have the lines put on the cell before it was painted and then photographed for the film. And finally, I've got, well, I guess my two favorite, because they were very, very close personal friends of mine, but we've got Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, and they are working here on Flora. And once again, using model sheets, you'll see the model sheet hanging there in the background, and as they draw, they are making sure that they're checking that model. So once again, as anyone else draws Flora, they will be consistent in the look of the character. One of the things I'd love to show you, because we were talking a little bit about backgrounds, is this piece right here. This is from my personal collection, and this is the Seven Dwarfs. The Seven Dwarfs, and here we have all of the dwarfs marching home from the mine, and that is on an original key master background. So that's the setup exactly as it appears in the film, and that's a very, very rare background and a rare scene. First of all, having all seven dwarfs is extremely rare, but this background was really the only one used for this scene. So there aren't multiple backgrounds that fit the same scene as the images and the positioning changed. Once again, I'm sorry for the reflections. We're doing the best we can as we perfect our method of getting this done. Here's another really great, we're a little heavy on Snow White here, but obviously another great image here of the Wicked Queen as she's
Here you go.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. That was a little technical snafu, or as we say in the business, a real F-up on my part. This is a preliminary rough drawing of the witch from Snow White, and you'll notice that there are all of these lines coming out from her. And what they're doing is those are calling specifically for the colors that are going to be used. And you can see they've penciled in some of the colors, but that's going to be the colors that they want used for the witch when they go to the actual painting of the film. And just to show you that we don't only have Snow White on the walls here, I'm going to bring you up here to a beautiful piece from Lady and the Tramp. That is a Claude Coates original background. And we have Lady and Tramp, and we've got the pups, we've got everybody in there. So an absolutely fabulous piece that is here at the Cricket Gallery. And then as a special treat, I wanted to show you that these films were so popular, most people don't even know that they made, if you're familiar with the term records, they made record albums for these films. At the time, the mode of a record was was a 78. So it would spin at 78 revolutions per minute. I don't know how to get you to move that in, but so I'd like to actually take one of the records out of here and just show it to you. It's a little different than the LPs that most people know, which run at 33 1/3. These ran at 78. And I'm going to put this on just so you can get a hear for what it was people listened to in the days when they were watching Snow White and loving the film and buying record albums from it. So here we go here with what should be a fairly familiar song to most people, and it'll indicate that we're about to go out, because hi ho, from home, it's home from work we go. So this is the original recording of Hi Ho, and as you can hear, it's the typical one that plays in the film, and you can listen to this on record, but obviously it's in the film, and today, of course, it's cleaned up and it plays a lot clearer, but this is back from 1937. So hi ho, it's off to work I go. I want to thank you very much. Please make sure that you check in with us and go to the Cricket Gallery, thecricketgallery.com. Thecricketgallery.com is where you're going to find our website, which is going to list many of the pieces we have available. It's impossible to list all of the pieces we have available. So please remember to direct message us, contact us in any way you can. If there's something you're looking for, something you'd love to see, we would be more than happy to go through our files, hopefully find it for you. But if we don't have it, unusual, but if we don't have it, we will search the far ends of the earth and all of our resources to try and get one for you. I want to thank you for tuning in today. We'll be back next Friday with Sean, and we'll have another new and fun video for you at that time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.